All right, what's up, beautiful people? Today's video is gonna make some of you guys, I think, probably a little upset. Ain't gonna lie. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm here to educate you guys in a little something that I'm hoping. I know it's gonna annoy a lot of people, and that's okay. Everybody's got entitled to their opinion, but I hope what I have to say actually can, make you guys think about it a little bit. And that's kind of the topic I want to talk about is arrows, or arrow weight in particular. Goodness gracious, I can't talk. Seems like a trend that goes on with me. Yeah, grammar ain't my thing. But whatever the case. So, as you guys know, or for the most part, you should know if you've been watching my channel for any extended period of time, you know I love drawing heavy weight. So I'm shooting 83 pounds here out of my Mathews Lift-X right now. And that's not even tuned up to what I'm going to get it to once I get my new strings put on. I'm going to try and get up to like 85 pounds, 86. And yeah, I'm a big fan of shooting fast. That's my biggest friend is fast. I've always had the argument of I would rather, my arrow beat the deer to the target or beat the deer to the jump and penetrate through, I'm not one person to aim close to the shoulder at all. I don't like to. I love shooting my big mechanical broadheads that cut a giant hole into something. And I am the last person to care about getting clean, full pass-throughs. But with the arrow setups I have, last year I shot 6 deer with a bow. Every last one of them was a clean pass-through, and that was with a light setup with a mechanical broadhead, and 2 of those blew through shoulder blade. So my argument is kind of proven in a way. Unfortunately, I didn't get all of those shots on film to where I could prove it to you guys. In my opinion, you don't have to blow through all the way. Some people would they're going to hate me for saying that. And you can go dog me in the comments if you want, but I don't think you have to get a clean pass through. I am only concerned about my arrow going through the chest cavity or, vital area, punching through and punching a hole into the heart or both lungs. I don't care if my broadhead sticks out the other side. And you guys can call me an irresponsible hunter for that. I haven't lost a deer yet since I started caring about I'd rather my arrow beat the deer to jumping and hit it exactly where I'm trying to hit, rather than worrying about a slow arrow and worrying about it hitting the shoulder or hitting the spine or something because the deer heard my arrow coming or heard my bow go off and it's taking forever for my arrow to get there. That being said, also when you're shooting a lighter arrow setup, opens up the opportunity to shoot longer range a lot more. And I'm a big fan of shooting long range. I practice out to 120 yards, and guys, I'm not trying to sound prideful or over here bragging or glazing on my shooting capabilities. Like, seriously, I have just spent a ton of time shooting over the last few years. I've literally been in archery for going on 11 years now, and I've been very passionate about it. So it's something I care about. So, but seriously, right now, the arrow I'm running, I'm just going to, run over it real quick with you. So like I said, my Mathews Lift-X setup is a 29-inch draw. It's shooting 83 pounds. Got on, the obviously 80-pound mods. But trying to think any other specific things. That's all you need to know is I got a 29-inch draw, and that helps a lot because being as I have a longer draw, it does give me a lot extra speed. But this is the arrow I'm running. I'm running a Easton 6.0 Sonic, running the Atlas vanes by CB Archery, and yeah, simple as that. This arrow weighs in at 410 grains. Pretty light setup. Now I know a lot of people that shoot in the 380s, 390s. That's fine if your setup, if that's what you prefer. I think that can kill any whitetail, any smaller pig, even big pigs that you shoot it at. Like, seriously, if you're a good shot and you're confident with it, go for it. The only animals I will not try hunting with this arrow setup, just because they're huge, is an elk and a moose. Any other animal here in North America, even a black bear, possibly a brown bear, I think I would trust myself shooting a brown bear with even these. Any of these bigger animals, especially whitetail, this is an easily good enough arrow for it. whitetail, pigs, trying to think what else, turkeys. I don't really care what you're shooting. I think you can blow through it. And like I said, I shot 6 deer last year. 1 out of those deer did not get a clean full pass through. So what I love about shooting heavy poundage, lighter arrow, you don't have to be worried about, say you get in a rush situation. I know a lot of people worry about it when they're shooting a single pin is, what if this deer comes running in, I range, I set my pin and it moves. That's one thing I love about having a shorter pin, or shorter range of motion for your pin gap, is you don't have to worry about that gap being so significant that you have to judge for a drop so much. Now, like I said earlier, I practice out to 120 yards. Honestly, I'm not going to be shooting at a deer over 75. So, I mean, it's kind of that principle. You shoot half of what you practice, which is honestly a good principle. Now I'm shooting over a little over half of what I practice, but that's fine too. So, anyways, I just reset my peep sight, so I'm not sure if my sight's going to be on here at 66, but we're going to trust the process. Perfect shot. Now, at even 66 yards, my arrow probably has about 8 inches of drop, 9 inches of drop, maybe. I think I could literally shoot with my, okay, that's exaggerating. Sorry, that was a little exaggerating now that I look at it. It's got more than that as far as drop, but it's not some significant amount of drop that you have to be judging like crazy. And now basically what I'm getting at is, guys, you do not have to shoot a 600 freaking grain arrow to kill stuff. Stop being those people that you hear somebody say, oh, I shoot a 400 grain arrow. Oh, you have to at least be shooting 500 to 600 grain arrows to kill something. No, you don't. This setup right here is living proof of it. So is many other setups out there. You do not have to shoot a freaking heavy arrow to kill stuff. It's as simple as it gets. So put your inner ranch fairy away. If that's what you want to shoot, go for it. But, and just because I'm saying this doesn't mean you have to listen to me now. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But what I'm getting at is I hear way too many people. I work at a bow shop and I hear so many people come in there and they're like, dude, I just don't understand why people think you can kill stuff by shooting a 400 grain arrow. You can. It's simple. You practice enough, get very confident with your shooting, and get confident in your equipment. You don't have to worry about these deer jumping the string or something like that. If you get confident in longer range shots, it's going to make, like I said, I practice out to whatever range. Every deer I shot last year with a bow was under 40 yards. Just because I practice at long range doesn't mean that all my hunting scenarios are going to be at that range. So get yourself confidence out at long range, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, I wouldn't trust myself shooting over 30 yards. That's fine. If you're not confident in that, don't do it. But if your setup is capable and you're confident in your setup to do something like that, go for it. Just make, I'm not saying go be irresponsible and start sending arrows at stuff that you're not going to kill. But all I'm saying is I hear way too many people, and that's what I'm getting at, is I hear way too many people that think you have to shoot a heavy arrow to kill something. Look at what Chris B or Levi Morgan, they all say. They shoot a 460 grain arrow and they said that will kill any, and a mechanical, what's up, chicken? And a mechanical broadhead at that. And they say that will kill any animal in North America. So, yeah, put your inner ranch fairy hunting public away from inside of you, which is fine to have their opinions too. Bro, I'm trying to film here. But, yeah, you don't have to be shooting some crazy heavy arrow to kill stuff. Simple as that. So, and when you're shooting a faster arrow setup like this, it reduces noise. Bro, that chicken, that's a hen. You're a hen. You're not supposed to be cockadoodle doing something like that, bro.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That was the way forward. And then with this setup that I have the capability with how my sight and peep sight, everything lines up right, that I can shoot out to 140 yards with my veins still clearing my sight. So I am just pulling these shots so bad. I'll take you guys over there to see this group, but I'm just saying right now, it's awful. I've had way too many caffeine drinks today. Okay, we're pulling it together. We're pulling it together. Get some 5-arrow group, see what we can do here at 60. Those are all high. But yeah, let's go over there. We'll check it out. But yeah, guys, like I said, I'm not here to make people mad. And I know my opinion. The neighbor is blasting. I don't know if you can hear that through the mic or not, but yeah, the neighbor's blasting. Don't know what. Probably for gold. But anyways, I know, like I said, my opinion is going to make people mad. That's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But don't be one of those archers that thinks that your opinion is always the right opinion. I'm not saying my opinion is right. I'm saying, yes, my opinion is based off of some experiences that are clearly valid, but so is, and I called out the Ranch Fairy and Hunting Public, so is their theories as well. Those are all right. So yeah, whatever the case, looking here at the group, these here are the arrows I just shot. That was the first arrow from the beginning. These are the last arrows that I just shot. That was the one I said was terribly far forward, and these were from the other day, because yeah. But anyway, that's my opinion, guys. I'm sticking to it. Maybe I'll change eventually to a somewhat heavier arrow, just for the fact of maybe I'll change my opinion about penetration at some point. But for now, my opinion is, if you look at a deer target like this, just as representing for a real deer, really what they are doing in a real deer right now, I'd be happy with that. My opinion is, you only have to penetrate to here if you're shooting in this end. You only have to penetrate to here to kill it. You only have to penetrate to here to kill it. Sure, you may not get the greatest blood trail right away, but your job as an archer, as a bow hunter, is to kill a deer or whatever animals you're shooting as quickly and as humanely as possible. And the only way you can do that is by putting as big a hole in the thing as possible to where it bleeds out as fast as possible. So I'm sticking to my mechanical broadheads. I'm sticking to the fast arrow that gets to the target fast, to where I don't have to worry about it hitting the shoulder blade. And if it penetrates all the way in and smacks into the backside shoulder, that's fine with me. I don't care if it only has one hole in it. It'll still bleed out, and it's still going to die fast. Seriously. So anyways, from my friend, named him yet. So if you're in the comments, name my deer for me. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and don't hate me too much, but it's okay if you do, because honestly, I don't care. So, guys.